Hey guys, it's Melody Mondays.
Your love struck me down like lightning, thunder in my soul, baby. My heart beats for you only. Every word is true. I'm in love with you. Take you as you are, lady. You ain't gotta change for me. Need you from your crown, honey.
Talking about love tonight.
Right down to the soul of your very feet. When my love grows stronger each day, baby, please don't hurt me just because you know.
Greetings everybody. How are you tonight? It's Melody Mondays. I'm here. I'm back from Alberta. Some of you guys may know I was in Alberta. Bless up everybody on the radio that's tuning in worldwide. It's a global movement. Hi, Mortimer. Mortimer is here. We're going to talk to Mortimer today. It's his exclusive Melody Monday interview. Talk to him. It's a special treat for all of you guys on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and everyone here joining us on Instagram Live. Bless up. Bless up.
There, all is well.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. You?
I'm good. I'm just making sure I can hear you, and everybody else can hear you. Everybody let me know if you guys can hear the king. We're doing an exclusive interview tonight with Mortimer. I'm so excited because your music is just so amazing.
Thanks for having me, by the way. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me. I know you've had an Earth Strong that you
Yeah,
just
it was
celebrated,
fantastic, by
right?
the way. Yeah, for sure.
Happy
Yeah,
Earth Strong. I hope you had a blessed
thank you.
day, and I hope everything was exactly how you saw it, how you manifested, how you wanted it to be, Ari.
It was actually, it was pretty chill, you know. I decided to just chill out that day, you know. I got a wonderful breakfast from my wife and,
Wow.
wonderful dinner from my wife as well, you know. So, I don't know, like when my kids tell me happy birthday and thing, it kind of bring a warm feeling inside. So, yeah, for sure. It was a really good day. Plus, I want to take the time out too to thank everybody on my Instagram too who sent greetings. I really appreciate that. All the fans that sent me greetings, I really, really appreciate it. Enough love to all of you guys. Yeah.
Yes, you've made a big impact because I love to hear you talk about your family, talk about your kids and your wife. You speak a lot about love in your music.
Yeah, I do. Cause love is the only way. It's a
Yes,
lack of it that's causing all that's happening in the world now. It's a
yes.
lack of love, really and truly. It's not education, it's not fancy this, it's not fancy that, it's not degrees, it's not any of that, It's just a lack of love for self and others, you know.
So true. It's so important that we come from that place when we're dealing with others. And as a father, happy Father's Day. I know it was yesterday. To me, Father's Day is every day. I big up, the Kings every day. So I know that was a special day. It's a double thing for you because you got your Earth Strong, and you got your
Yeah,
Father's
right?
Day. Enough less up for you.
Extended weekend,
Yeah, so I definitely want to give you that love and show you the respect as a father, as a good dad, and as a motivator, as the root, as the rock, for your empire, for your family, your legacy.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in, everybody that's coming in. I see you guys coming on, and I see some Twitter questions coming in. We will do a question Q&A at the end for anyone who has a question for Mortimer. Now's the time to drop it in the question box down on the right-hand side of your screen. I will get to as many questions as I possibly can, but of course, I'm going to reason with the king right now. Tell me, for anyone who doesn't know you, who hasn't heard your amazing music in the past 3 years, because it's been getting me through what has happened in the past 2 years. I know your EP got me through it. Music was a big, big, huge thing to keep me, go moving forward in this whole situation that we just went through. So tell me, who might not know you, in your own words, tell them who Mortimer is.
Just are you looking to add some positive vibes to the world? You know what I mean? That's it. Are you that's trying to figure out himself and life as he goes along, trying to keep his heart filled with love amidst all the bad things that have happened to him, you know, um, so that's me, That's a you that love music and want to share some good vibes. and,
Yeah.
and, and, and I'm happy too, that my music helped you through, that's really the aim of my music at the end of the day. So I'm happy to hear that,
Yes, it definitely did. It's such a, you brought the fight out, and I'm sure you had plans to go to concerts, or to do some touring with it and whatnot. How were you able, to get through that time? What was your, I guess you're moving forward for yourself. How were you able to do that? Was it music? Because I know a lot of artists, they struggled. A lot of people had things planned, they were going places, and you had just released an EP. So tell me how you got through the past 2 years. What was your personal strategy?
Oh, well, I can't say I wasn't disappointed, I was very disappointed, but, I am aware that I wasn't the only one who went through it. And, for those of us who powered through this time of heavy low, big ups to everybody who got through this, and I know it wasn't easy, it wasn't easy on anybody at all. So, if you got through this, like you got through any other problem in your life and any other downtime, then great. Keep on keeping that fire lit same way, you know what I mean? And for me personally, I had to kind of separate myself from the disappointment a little bit. You know what I mean? I started working on my album, which is done now, you know what I mean? So, it gave me the time to kind of delve some more into myself and get this project up and running. I worked on it with Winter James, you know what I mean? And we produced the album together, with along with our brethren who are also musicians, you know what I mean? Big up everybody who was a part of the album, by the way, you know what I mean? So yeah, it just gave me some time to kind of focus on family, um, think about a couple of things that I've been putting off, and a chance to work on my album, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm so excited about the album. Is there a release date?
Yeah, we're pre in September, you know what I mean? Thereabouts.
Okay.
Yeah. It
Uh,
was supposed to be from July, but we had to push back a little bit, you know what I mean, to yeah, just make sure that everything is right,
Timing is
Yeah.
everything. You're about to go on a European tour. I think your team was right about that, to push it back a little bit, because we still want to see you perform songs like Lightning, and I tell you, there's many times I listen to that song and I start to tear up, and it speaks to me
Okay.
in a lot of ways. As a lover of love, as a lover of true love, I'm still a believer in true love, um, in this day and age where, for you, tell me, what true love or what love means to you.
Um, it's a sense of freedom, to be, you know. I think the idea that love comes with strings or um the idea, so I think a lot of people kind of love an idea of love, but they're not really loving. And even I do question myself every day as to the meaning of love, I mean, there are certain things I need to let go of, there are certain things I need to evolve from and grow as I go, I mean. But love for me is it's a freedom and a giving of your heart, You know what I mean? Yeah, that's really it for me. You know what I mean? Kind of opening your heart to feeling something good, something that won't be an easy thing to do because love is not easy. You know what I mean? Just in our humanness and the way we're brought up, and you know what I mean, and all these other things that crowd our ideal and our idea of love. You know what I mean? But for me personally, it's just a freedom and a giving of yourself, a selflessness. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your perspective on love. Everyone, has their own perspective or their own way of showing it. I do believe
For
it's an
sure.
action word. I do
Ah,
believe it's shown in your actions more so than anything else. I'm gonna play lightning because it's really honestly probably one of my all-time favorite songs ever. Like I rate it that high uh, just because of the way it moves you emotionally. Me personally, it moves me emotionally. But we are here to talk about not only that, but all of your music. And I want to start somewhere in your childhood. I like to start at the foundation of the lives of people that I reason with. And so, tell me about your childhood growing up.
I love your smile, by the way. You have
Oh,
a very beautiful smile.
thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I love
So
everything
my
about you.
child.
So, tell me about your childhood growing up.
Thank you. Uh, it was okay. I guess it wasn't easy. You know what I mean? For most of my childhood wasn't easy. But you know what? These days, I'm trying to get over how hard my childhood was. You know what I mean? I'm trying to process that and I'm trying to grow from it. I used to, there was this false sense of comfort in blaming or being a victim or whatever it is. And I know maybe I even had the right to do so based on what my life was, but I want to encourage everybody out there that no matter your family circumstance, don't make it an excuse to one, be an asshole, two, to just sit down and not do anything about your life, you know. Use whatever situation that you went through as a child and how your childhood was growing up, no matter how horrible. And I know it's easier said than done, you know what I mean? But use it to grow and to power through life, to find yourself, you know what I mean, and to help others to get through it too, you know what I mean, without judgment and without any expectations or anything like that. Because it's a hard road a lot of people go through family wise, you know what I mean? But on the brighter side of things, I grew up with a mom that sings. My father writes and my father used to preach as well. You know what I mean? So no matter what I went through with them, I credit them for my abilities now, you know what I mean, to be able to express myself in the kind of way that I do, you know what I mean, in an artsy way, you know what I mean, in an article way, so I give thanks to them for that. My father taught me a lot too, even though we weren't close. He taught me a lot in life just by gems that he would drop, like randomly he'd come and probably just say, son, if a task is once begun, never leave it till it's done. Be the labor great or small, do it well or not at all. You know what I mean? Or, you know, he would come and show us examples like about your time, you know what I mean? Excuse me. About the time that you have here on earth. And I remember one time he took my sister and I outside into the grass and with a glass of water. And he poured it into the earth, and he asked if we could. He said, "Get back the water, put the water back in the glass." You know what I mean? And obviously that's like impossible, So like he's trying to say now that when you waste, cause you can't. As a matter of fact, the other day I learned that you can't even waste time because time is infinite. You know what I mean? But you can waste the what you do with it, you can waste yourself since we have an expiry date. You know what I mean? I think that's what he was trying to teach us at the time too. That if we waste the time we have, you know what I mean, we can't get it back. You know what I mean? Because whatever you manage to get back out of the ground, it's gonna be muddy and filled with grass, and it's not gonna be the same water anymore. You know what I mean? So just make use of the thing. You know what I mean? But you know, growing up, it's pretty chill. I moved around quite a bit. You know what I mean? But my parents were strong Christians to Seventh Adventists, you know what I mean? So in terms of that part, it was, you know, it was rough, you know what I mean? And I think I grew up with a foundation yet twisted view on spirituality and a crazy idea on how love is supposed to be. You know what I mean? I'm happy that I am putting myself in a position now to grow past that idea, you know what I mean? But yeah, you know, I give credit to how I grew up because, you know, it's what made me who I am today, you know. I have a song, my next single that's coming out is Walipa Things, and in it I speak about, you know, I asked if I could take it all away, would I like who I am today? You know what I mean? And the answer is I don't know. I really don't know, you know what I mean? Because no man knows the future, you know what I mean? While you have your experiences that you've lived, you know, you don't know what's going to come next. So I can't say, boy, if I had a different family, maybe I'd have turned out differently. Because maybe I would have turned out worse. Maybe I wouldn't even be a musician. Who knows? You know what I
Yes.
mean? So yeah, you know what I mean? So that's growing up for me, you know. Yeah.
I like that.
there's
I like
there's a
that
lot.
you.
There's so much that I can't even talk about it on just on one interview. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You're just touching the surface. I like that. Your foundation wasn't necessarily an easy road. However, you took that and you were able to grow from it and form this beautiful tree, and it's still sprouting, and you're still, blooming or blossoming, and as you evolve, because I can see you've evolved from the beginning when I seen some of your earlier music till now. Um,
Uh,
it feels like you've grown in many ways, and you've gone through a lot of things. It's just from my perception of your sound of your voice and how it's changed. And also the style of music you're able to do different genres too, as well. Really fluidly, like water. Water's always flowing and moving, and if you put it in a bowl, it'll take that shape, or if you put it in a cup, it'll take that shape. You're very fluid, and you can, sort of do many things. I would like to say, a man with many talents, as far as
thank
genre
you,
goes.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Tell me about Fight the Fight. Tell me about where the creative inspiration for the EP came from. Was it something that happened where it was a combination of things? Where normally do you get your creative inspirations for your music?
Inside and around me. You know what I mean? Always, always, always. Whatever is inside and whatever I observe that's around me. You know what I mean? Because that's life. You know. That's the way, you know, inspiration comes from all around all the time. You know what I mean? It comes from the things that you feel in yourself. So, you know, that's where, you know, it's not no grand philosophical reason and glad, you know what I mean? It's just a simple, I think in life, if we try our best not to complicate things, you know what I mean? Then we'll realize how simple it is to be, you know what I mean? And in that simplicity is such greatness and great vibes, you know what I mean? Just in the simplicity alone, you know what I mean? So yeah,
Mm-hmm,
yeah,
mm-hmm.
the EP was just from a place of, you know, wanting to share what was on my mind and you know, how I was feeling about certain things. I know that there are people across the world who, you know, they would love if they knew that there was somebody there who they could relate to, or you know, something to uplift somebody, something to make somebody think, and you know what I mean, all of these kind of things. So You know, that's where it came from for me, just from a place of wanting to share, you know what I mean, wanting to contribute something positive to the world. I always said to my family, you know, if I should if I should die, you know, there's this weird feeling that I have sometimes, very strange feeling that I might go young. I don't know why I keep feeling
Oh
that way,
my.
but yeah, but I always say like if I if I do, I want to make sure that anybody who utters my name after my physical self has passed, you know, it's that, you know, Mortimer encouraged, you know, Mortimer uplifted, it's that Mortimer provided a shoulder to lean on, it's that Mortimer provoked thought, you know what I mean, in some kind of way, you know. So that's it for me, you know. Just adding some light to the world, to a very dark, troubled soil, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Yeah.
You were doing that with your music. You know, some of the favorites off the album for me: Careful, Lightning, Misery, Fight the Fight. It's like I love them all. Style and Grace, you know, you big up the queens. So much respect and grace the way you deliver the lyrics in your music. So if you guys haven't heard the EP, or if you know if you haven't heard it, you're in for a treat. And we have a new album coming up, as Mortimer has already told us. I'm excited for that. September coming. Do you have a title?
Aha.
Uh-huh.
uh, I do, but that one is
It's a
a little
it's a
secret
secret.
for
All
now.
right.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
right
Yeah, yeah.
before, I would love to know it. You know, a little sooner, closer to the release, and definitely send me the album. I will continue to promote and uplift
For
your
sure.
movement and the forward direction that it's clearly going in. Tell me about the
For
new
sure.
single, "Keep That Fire Lit." I'm gonna play it for everybody. I wanted you to do a little introduction to the song. I know it's on the Gratitude rhythm. I love the name of the rhythm, and it's a great rhythm. So
Yeah.
tell me about the production team, and the concept for the song for "Keep That Fire Lit."
Well, you know, keep that fire lit. You know, big up Winter James on that production. You know, what I mean, I think it was a very well produced piece of music. Great record. You know, what I mean, and we had Rasai on it, Jazz Elise, Kumar. If you know Kumar from Raging Fire. Um, we had Naomi Corn. Yeah, it was Samri. You know, Samri's tune is my favorite tune on that rhythm, by the way. You know what I mean? Love and Mercy. You know, so yeah, mine is Keep That Fire Lit. You know, I feel like, you know, just in a time of so much trouble, you know what I mean, people need some encouragement, you know, and most of my songs that I write, they are encouraging me first, most of them, you know what I mean? With the hopes that it will encourage somebody else as well, you know what I mean? But when I'm speaking in my songs, I'm actually speaking to me. You know what I mean? Like when I said, "Oh brother, man, you can stop for a breath, but don't you quit." I was talking to myself, you know, what I mean, really and truly, because there were times when, you know, I felt like, like, goddamn, you know what I mean? Because I do have my moments of doubt, you know, just like anybody else. I do have my moments of, you know, feeling overwhelmed and discouraged, and you know what I mean. If I feel that way, then I know that there are a lot of people who feel that way too. You know? So I figure, you know, speak to myself, encourage myself, you know. In turn, you can encourage a lot of people as well. So, like, that was it for me in terms of the lyrics of that song, you know. And it was a joy working with Winter James, you know what I mean? He's the G, you know what I mean? Always, you know, big up Winter. Anyway, the G.
Yes, big
Yeah.
up Richard James. What a good project. You guys need to check out the Gratitude Rhythm. I'm gonna play it for you guys now. Keep in mind, I can't play out the full song here on Instagram,
Yeah,
otherwise
man,
they
yeah,
will take
man.
this interview down. So I
I
can
saw
only
your
play
messages.
I can only play about a minute of the song, but I've curated a Mortimer playlist of all my favorite Mortimer songs. I'll be playing an hour of his songs right after this interview. It's going to be on rootstrikeyhub.com. It's internet radio if you guys don't know it yet. 24/7, 365, 228 countries around the world we broadcast in. We're currently live right now on the radio as well as here on Instagram. So I will be playing Mortimer, a whole hour-long curated playlist of my favorite tunes, which of course will include the EP and some of his earlier tracks. So you guys will have to, if you're on the Instagram, you'll have to log off and then go to rootstrikeyhub.com and log in either on TuneIn app. There's a lot of other apps that you can find us on, Alexa and Google and all that good stuff. So just Rootstrikey Hub, and you can tune into all his music so you can get to know Mortimer even better. You're in for a treat, guys. All right, so I'm gonna play the song for you. Keep that fire lit, and it is hot. I tell you, it is a hot tune for sure. And it's right here for you guys on rootstrikeyhub.com. Come up on the track.
You can stop but don't you quit. No, sister queen. Well, keep that fire. Some things might be set in stone, brother, and we will question our own actions. Yeah. Our hearts will explode with emotion. Survival is just an intention. Oh God.
It's a beautiful track, guys. All right, you guys gotta check it out. The Gratitude Rhythm. Download it now on all major platforms. We're playing it here on the Rootstrikey Hub, of course. We play all Mortimer music, and yeah, we will forever. New album on its way. That is Keep the Fire Lit. Yes, Mortimer. It's a whole mood. I like to say a Mortimer mood. that's, that's the best way to describe it, because you put me in a whole mood. Tell me what you're most grateful for.
Sound faculties, just life on a whole. I'm grateful for the family that I have around me. My wife especially, she has been a lot for me and to me over the years, you know what I mean? So I'm very grateful for her, especially, just being in a setting where I'm not really that close with my family, like parents-wise and aunties and uncles kind of vibe. It's just been me and her rocking all these years, and yeah, I'm very grateful for that for sure. Yeah. And just the opportunity to make good and make do, you know what I mean? Yeah, with my life overall, you know what I mean? I think it's a blessing to be able to wake up, it's the biggest opportunity you have to be, you know what I mean? And to be something good, So, yeah, I'm
Yes, you're
grateful for
definitely
those
something
things.
good, and you're
Even if it's
spreading
the too
good in the
much.
world. And I'm so grateful for you and your gift that you've bestowed upon us, because I'm looking forward to more music, and I love your music. I can't say it enough because I just do.
Thank you.
Tell me something that you would go back and tell your 13-year-old self.
Patience, patience, my child. Patience, I think growing up, I was in a haste, such a hurry, to reach 18 and reach adulthood, and, I can't wait till this, I can't wait till that. And, I may have had the right to at the time, with all that I was going through, I wanted to just kind of hurry up and get out of that situation and things. But, I'd still tell myself, patience, one, and two, follow your heart. You know what I mean? Just patience and follow your heart. You go through, and you'll be alright. You know, you'll be alright at the end of the day. You will be alright.
Yes, I love that advice. Yeah, that's great advice because sometimes we, people have a tendency to be on social media, compare themselves to other people, and think, and judge themselves or be their own worst critic at times because, you don't you want to be somewhere, you have these things, these goals, which is great to have goals, but with each day you're that even takes you one step closer to you. So thank you for taking each one step each day more and more towards, your pinnacle because you're on the rise and you have been for a long time. That's why I had to do this interview with you before you leave for Europe. I'm so blessed that you gave me the time in between Father's Day and your Earth Strong going on. And anybody who has a question, now's the time to drop it. I see some questions already coming in. I see my Twitter people. I won't forget you guys. I'm going to ask questions at the end, which is coming up. So I see you guys are doing it as well on Instagram. So I will get to the questions. All right. Tell me your musical mission now, and has it evolved? Has it changed? I've seen the change personally in your music and yourself. Tell me how your musical mission might be different now than it was before, or is it the same?
I mean, I think there's more of a mission now than then. You know what I mean? Then I think I was just a lot. I was hungry just to do music. You know what I mean? Apart from that too, I think I was in a very rebellious stage because I got into music more so like seriously to just prove to my father that I can do my own thing. You know what I mean? Because my father is an artist, like draftsman, painter, and he wanted me to follow in his footsteps and things. And like I had a love for music that was outside of that. And yes, I can paint and draw as well and things, but it wasn't where my heart was, you know what I mean? So, after a while I kind of just took it upon myself to be, you know, the rebellious kid, who, just wanted his own way and thing. But now, now that I've seen and I've heard and I've gathered and I've internalized a bunch of things, I feel like my mission now is to sneak a little kindness and a little goodness in the hearts of man now, in such a time. You know what I mean? That's whatever little I can share, then that's the mission now. You know what I mean? To just sneak into each home, into each heart, into each soul, you know what I mean, with some good vibes. Yeah, that is it, you know what I mean?
Yes, yes, I love that. Yes, I see someone asking a very good question in the chat. If you guys have questions, put it in the little question box on the right-hand bottom of your screen. It's a little question box with a little comment. Put it in there because the comment section is moving so fast. But Simo King is asking, what inspired you to write Lightning? I think it's one of the best songs I've ever heard. I can't get enough.
Well, uh, yeah, I think I've told this story many times, you know what I mean? But just the love I have for my wife, we was if I that song actually came right after an argument. My wife always asks me not to tell the story, but
No, those are the best. Those
I
are
have
the
to just
best.
be
Women are
truthful.
muses in ways, right? We when you argue and then you can get inspiration from that, and I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, for sure.
Tell me.
For sure. But we had one of those big like blowouts kind of, I mean, we're done kind of vibes. You know what I mean? And I think there are parts of me that think that and I hope she doesn't mind when I say this, but there were times when I felt like I didn't get my own leaf, my own piece of paper, you know what I mean, to mark up on as I went by, you know what I mean, and just felt like you know, she's been hurt before, and there are these walls, and it's like each time you probably try to break it down, you know what I mean? You end up having to climb higher and higher, you know what I mean? And, you know, I don't feel like she believed that I love her the way I do. I do, you know, and I'm not the most perfect man on earth. No, I'm not, you know what I mean? But I do have genuine love for her in my heart. I really do. And I wanted her to know that I'm not the greatest with expressing myself, like conversation wise, like, you know what I mean, face to face. You know, like, so you know, I tend to hide behind my pen a lot.
Well, you express yourself great in your lyrics, and she must feel so loved, you know? She really
Yeah.
must.
Yeah, you
You're
know,
lucky.
so
You're the
that's
lucky
where the
queen.
inspiration for that came from. Just wanting her to know that, yo, you know, I'm in a good place where you're concerned. You know what I mean? And don't worry yourself. You have my heart. It's just easy. Yeah.
I love that. I love your reoccurring theme of love in your music. And yeah, Lightning is my absolute favorite. I'm going to play a little snippet for you guys. I mean, it has over 1 million views on YouTube, so pretty sure you guys might have heard this song before, but I do want to play it for anyone who hasn't heard the song yet. And you heard the creative inspiration behind the song. It's real life, you know, it's real things that happen to us in relationships. And the song is so beautiful. And I'm sure you get that every single day because it's touched so many people around the world, Mortimer. This is
So that's
Lightning right now for you guys on RootsReggaeHub.com.
Keep it different to me. You're not shut me down lightning. Thunder in my soul, baby. My heart beats for you only. Every word is true. I'm in love with you. Take you as you are, lady. You ain't gotta change for me. Need you from your crown on me, right down to the sole of your very feet. When my love grows stronger each day, baby, please don't hurt me just because you know I forgive. Till my love grows stronger each day, baby. Don't hurt me just because you know I forgive.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. It's just a minute in, guys. There's a lot more to it. Many times I listen to the song and I'm just in deep thought of love and many other things as well. I know you guys love it. I know 16 million, over 16 million views. What does that mean? What does that tell you? How did that feel to reach that height?
it was pretty exciting actually, you know. It's just kind of it lets me know that you know, people are listening and you know people still believe in love, you know. So that's a good thing. You know, that's a good
Yeah.
thing, you know. All is not lost at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's pretty exciting, you know what I mean? That is one of the things that I'm extremely grateful for as well, you know, the support that my music has received from the day I started until now, you know, and it's only growing, and I want to thank each and everybody who ever pressed play, who ever searched for my music, whoever listened to it, whoever shared it, you know what I mean? Give thanks. I appreciate the vibes, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes, bless up everybody, all the fans, everybody who loves the song as I do. that feels something in their soul when they listen to it. I saw someone in the chat saying they played it during their whole pregnancy. You must have been crying, girl. You must have been like, oh, because I'm just like, oh man. I tell you, I listen to it for when I'm feeling in love. I listen to it when I'm feeling in breakup. I'm listening to it all the time. So it definitely had a huge effect on me and a lot of other people. So thank you for sharing your version of love and making up and showing the woman that you love that the love is real and that she has nothing to worry about. Thank you for that.
Enough love, enough love,
Enough
enough love. You're
love,
welcome.
guys. I see the questions rolling in. Thank you so much. We're going to get to them now. I'm going to ask one quick question before I get to your guys' questions. Tell me about your spirituality. You said that you grew up in the church, Seventh-day Adventist, and your relationship with God or the Most High must have changed clearly. Tell me about your journey with that.
I'm still on that journey, by the way. That journey never stops, And I think the most important part or one of the most important parts of that journey is getting to know yourself, as you go along, I think that is the most crucial thing, and getting to understand love as you progress, because really and truly, I think if love and spirituality go hand in hand, in fact there's no spirituality without having love, being loved or loving, or giving love. So at the end of the day, for me personally, it's just been a road of understanding myself and life overall, trying to connect with myself more too. As I get to know myself, I try to connect with myself. I try to connect with those around me. So I think spiritually, that is where I am at. There's a lot of divide in a lot of ways, in a lot of denominations and a lot of groupings, and I don't wish to be a part of that. So for me, I've taken up getting to know His Majesty in my own way. By myself. And you don't know, like His Majesty's words are to be listened to and to be learned. He was a great man that came on this earth. For some, He's the Messiah. For some, He is the second Christ. That came back in human form. To set an example for us. And for me, it's just like whatever or whoever you believe in, at the end of the day, one thing that all religion and all denominations have in common is an urge to love and to forgive and to be compassionate, toward one another, to be understanding, to have that sense of freedom. I think that is what all of them aim for at the end of the day. And that for me is my religion, seeking these things to the highest that I can, while I'm here. Seeking the things that are good, seeking the things that will uplift my mind and my heart, seeking the things that will uplift others as well. I think that's like the biggest thing, that's the biggest spirituality you can get from me personally. It's not even about all the things that people kind of try to corrupt it with, it's not about, it's a delicate thing, but it's so simple, I think a lot of people overcomplicate spirituality and overcomplicate religion or confuse the two, thinking that religion and spirituality are the same, and it's really not, so while as His Majesty said, while religion was set to kind of help man as a guideline, in this day and age it has become divisive and corrupts, in so many ways. You know what I mean? So for me, it's now to on this journey of spirituality, it's about unlearning many things that I have learned that I learned growing up. You know what I mean? Now priority boxes, you know what I mean, and sieving out and figuring out, you know what I mean. That's what it is for me now, spiritually. You know, so yeah, and it's just it's a constant growth as you go. You know what I mean? And you can't be hateful and spiritual at the same time. You know what I mean? You can't be judgmental and be spiritual at the same time. You can't be all these things, and spirituality don't go hand in hand. Spirituality is also an acknowledgement that each and every man is on his own journey, and he will take his own time to get where he needs to get or wherever he wants to get. He will take his own time to figure himself out and figure life out on his own. And you know, that's it. That's it for me. That's where I am at personally. You know.
Yes, everyone's on their path, on their own spiritual journey. And
Yeah,
I agree with you in a lot of those things, everything you said, because, I do feel religion is divisive and, it divides us when we should be uniting as one, as one
yeah.
people.
Even amongst Rasta, you know,
Yeah.
even amongst us as Rasta, I realized from an earlier time that I wanted to step away from the grouping in such a way that it's not like I don't identify with Rasta. That's not what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Because I do. Rasta is in my heart. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But at the same time, the grouping of Rasta also that claims to be a group that's together, a lot of them aren't. And I can't
Mm-hmm.
be a part of a grouping like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been around a lot of Rasta that make me feel, where are you going? You see, I'm on an interview. All right, sweetie. It's my little pumpkin here,
Oh.
trying to push up herself in all things. All right. Yeah, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So for me, I've been around a lot of Rasta, you know what I mean, who they remind me of when I was a Seventh Adventist with my parents and the wrong priorities and the things that they look at and the outwardly and not the inwardly. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, there are some good people who are Rasta, but at the end of the day, for me, it's being a human being first.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because like before you are Rasta or Muslim or Christian or whatever it is that you claim to be, you're a human being first, and we have to learn to function as human beings before we take these things upon ourselves and we claim to be right or and tell whoever that they are wrong. And like for me, it's not about that for me. You know what I mean? I think it goes way deeper than that for me. Can you excuse for my interview, please? Thank you. Bye. Go to mommy.
I love
Mm-hmm.
that. I love that. It's definitely a journey and it's a livity, it's a way of living. So
Exactly.
yes, and everyone has their own personal way, to
Yeah.
do it or to see it or to live it, I like to say, to know it. Um, yeah. So I love to hear your take. Everybody, I'm gonna get to your I see the questions. I know. We're gonna start the
Listen,
Q&A.
to know love is to know God. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Always remember that. To know love is to know God. No matter who you serve or whatever you're doing, to know love is to know God at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind.
All right. So the first question we're gonna ask. This is a
I
comment,
don't think
Styling
anyone
Grace.
else in their interview. So bye. Easy.
Styling Grace,
Easy.
excellent track, so emotional. I agree. This is not really a question, this is a comment. Styling Grace is a beautiful track. I love
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
Someone is asking, where has been your favorite place to perform?
My favorite place to perform. Well, I want to say I performed that night at Ambassador's Bar and Grill. It was a tight show, you know, it was small, but the love that I got at that show was, oh jeez, that was something else, you know what I mean? Like it was something, it was beautiful, you know what I mean? It was very beautiful, and I appreciated that show so much. Really, 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 and truly. And the thing is, I've never left this country before. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things I'm grateful for too. You know what I mean? That my music, which I have fought for all these years, you know, is gonna be the thing that allows me to see other cultures and to meet other people outside of my surroundings, and you know, being able to share my music with people outside of my surroundings is a blessing to me, you know what I mean? So I'm grateful that I'm going to be able to tour, you know, summer, and enough love. I can't wait, you know what I mean? I can't wait to meet all of you guys in person, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And, you know, get to reason and just thank you in person, you know, for all the support and all the love that you've shown me so far.
that's a great question. And sometimes the intimate spaces are the best settings
Those
for,
are the
you know,
best.
the vibe, you know?
Those are the best for me.
Yes. I can't wait for you to come to Toronto. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. We were locked down just up until a few months ago, so concerts are just happening now, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, we've been thirsty for some reggae music, live reggae music. So I'm excited to have you come. So I know you're doing your Europe first, which we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
Paris Moore asked, "Do you think that you really truly understand the impact that your life has had, just not on lives of individuals, but also reggae music?" That's a huge compliment. Do you think that you realize the huge impact that you've had? Has it dawned on you yet?
Honestly, maybe not. You know, what I mean, it's I don't know. I mean, I see that people are responding well. I see the messages that I get. Some of them, a lot of them are really heartwarming. You know, I see that people are encouraged and they're uplifted by the music that we make. But you know, I don't know. You know,
I'm telling you. I mean, yeah, I think you're gonna have a moment. I hear that from some of the artists that have been doing it for a long while. Longer, than you. Some of the people that have been around for decades upon decades. But I'm not sure how, like, when they got to that point, like when it actually for them it was like, oh my gosh, like I guess you might not have had that moment yet, but you are such a inspiration to a lot of people, as Paris Moore has said. Uh, Beautiful question. Thank you, Paris.
thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you all. You know what I mean? And I'm really happy about that. To be honest, you know. Because at the end of the day, like I want my music to do nothing else but good. So that's really, really, really good to hear. You know what I
Yes, you're
mean?
succeeding at that. You're succeeding at that very, very much. Oh, at first time I heard your music and your voice, I was just in awe. And this King, Simo King says, Ja, give the power to the fight to me. It's like an energy bar for me and also a motivator. Oh yeah. Your music is a motivator. Most people are just bigging you up. You're not getting much questions. They're letting you off easy. They're just like, oh, they're like me. They're just like, wow, what a gift to the world. I feel all of you guys right now. I'm on the same tip. Um, this is a good question. Sarcastic Overlord asks, not sure if we talked about it before, but what's the theme of the new album or focus? What's the prime theme?
Just open honesty. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. As I keep saying, for me, I always want my music to be honest. You know what I mean? I don't when I write, I don't write for write's sake. because I can write. Like I just get up on anything that you hear me sing, like Careful, for example, Careful. When I wrote Careful, I was in a very dark place. You know what I mean? There was a friend I had where I thought the person was a friend, and it turned out that situation turned out almost being to my detriment. You know what I mean? And yeah, I was very angry and I was very disappointed. You know what I mean? When I wrote Careful, especially. You know what I mean? But I've always just had the desire to speak and speak openly and speak honestly. You know what I mean? Yeah. So for this album, that's what people can expect. You know what I mean? Just parts of me. Parts of all the parts of what I'm thinking about, all the things that I'm feeling in an open, honest fashion. You know what I mean? That's just a little bit more of me. Yeah.
I love that, and it's more open and honesty coming from you because it's you can tell in your music that you're speaking, from a place of honesty. It's from a place of truth. Sorry about my little dogs here barking in the background. I got two miniature pinchers, and they're like guard dogs. They think they're big, but they're actually small dogs. This is a good question. Um, Tell us what artists from outside of Jamaica have influenced your music. Artists that are not from Jamaica. Anybody that has been influential to you?
Yeah, well, most of the people who I'm influenced by are not from Jamaica. You know what I mean? I listen to, Donny Hathaway, Bobby Womack, Anita Baker, you know what I mean? John Legend, Wyclef, like I love those people going to, and of course, like the only person from Jamaica who I'd say really, really like, inspire me a lot, I'd say is Bob Marley. You know what I mean? Like I really, yeah, I really look up to that man a lot.
Yeah,
You know what I
big
mean?
up
And
Bob.
just what his
He's
music,
still living
yeah,
today. Bob lives
just
on.
what his music stood for, and I mean, what he stood for too as an individual. I think it is something to be admired. And yeah, he was one such person. But overall, and plus I grew up on a lot of gospel too. Fred Hammond, them kind of people and thing. Like I listen to a lot of those kind of music as well. Gospel, old soul music. So yeah, those.
Yeah, yes. There's some big names there, all amazing artists. There's so much influence coming in from different genres to me and to everybody around the world. Reggae is definitely a global movement. I can see that from our followers are all the way in Indonesia to Brazil. Shout out Kenya. I see Kenya in the chat here. So it's a global movement, reggae music, and I feel like a lot of the soul music and other types of music really inspires each other. We can inspire each other through genres and through countries, through the world. It's definitely a huge global movement from what I can see and the feedback that I've gotten from all of you amazing people that tune in and send me messages and your love. Thank you so much for the support, everybody tuned in tonight. I see a couple questions on Twitter. I'm going to ask him now. Mortimer, what do you do with your hair? Do you just let it grow? Says Ashley65. She wants to know, is there anything that you do or is it just free form,
Yeah, no, no, no.
freestyle,
I
with
just let it.
your dreadlock story?
I just let it grow. I remember when I just started. This is when who is my wife now? She was my girlfriend at the time, and she started it with this plait here, this little piece. This was the last time it was ever retwisted. Right here, this it was plait and after that I said, hey, no, 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 I don't want any more of that. I just want to let it grow like the trees grow outside, and what I mean, that kind of vibes. Yeah.
I love that. I love your lock journey. I myself, I started my locks 3 years ago, and it's been a journey, and it changes you in many ways. You see things differently, and yeah, I'm not looking back. 3 years now, and I love my journey, and I love your locks and the free form and how beautiful they are, and
Thank
how much
you.
they've
Thank you.
grown. Good question for
Yeah.
my Twitter family on Rootstrikey Hub Twitter page. Another question: how has being a father influenced your music? That's a good question. But since it's a
Yeah,
Father's Day was yesterday, has it influenced you in this new album coming up?
uh, yeah. It has, you know what I mean? Hey, yeah. I am it has in so many ways because my kids have taught me a lot, you know. See, I just had to be like a while ago they're coming like jumping up at the side. I'm like,
That's
you know what I
okay.
mean? You know, they've taught me a lot, you know what I mean? And it's more than words can say, you know what I mean? But I know within myself that they've influenced me a lot, and they've also influenced the project too. There's a song that I actually wrote to myself, to them also on the album, called My Child, you know what I mean? Um, just giving them some encouragement too, you know what I mean? And, you know, I think, yeah, they have influenced me a lot, you know, in good ways too, you know what I mean? So I'm grateful for that, you know? Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I cannot wait to hear the new album. You guys heard it. It's coming in September. We didn't get a date. We didn't get that much information, but we got enough. And it's I'm on my toes and holding my breath, waiting for this.
Listen,
This
I
is
don't want to I don't want to say that it's coming out on the third or on the fourth, and then like if we
yeah. You don't
probably
want
have
to
to
you don't
push
want to give
back
promises something and then we're
again.
like,
Yeah, you know what I mean. I don't.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, like I don't like to give promises I can't keep. You know what I mean. So
That's
yeah, that's
okay. I can forgive you then. I can be all right with that because I'm just looking forward to the music either way. So I'll be
thank you.
patient. You like as we spoke
Ah,
earlier about patience.
thank you.
Tell me, if I go into your personal music playlist, like if I go into your iTunes or wherever you have your personal playlist, what artists could you say are you listening to right now? Are you still listening to the people who influenced you? Are you any new artists that you might listen to other than yourself, of course?
Well, yeah, you know, I still listen to the people that influence me. Plus, I listen to. I love Billie Eilish. I think she's awesome. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my God, I love Billie Eilish too. Oh my God, look at
Yeah,
that.
you know what I mean? I love Travis Scott. Post Malone is like my guy, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Post Malone is my guy. Um I love Aurora as well. I don't know if you know Aurora. You know, I think she's awesome as well too, you know. I love that kind of alternative kind of vibes, you know, and that pop vibes, you know. Let me see. I've been listening to some old school OJs as well, you know what I mean, from the other day. You know, they're awesome too, you know what I mean. As a matter of fact, I have like a whole Soul Train playlist going on
Nice.
right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, so I don't know, something about the music from that time just felt so, you know, I don't know.
Yes, yes. I know what you mean.
That particular element I think is missing from a lot of music these days, especially like from Jamaica, you know what I mean? Um, you know, but that's a whole other thing, you know what I mean? But those are the people who I'm listening to now, you know, currently, you
I
know.
love that. I love that. Tell me about your European tour. You're headed to all kinds of places. Let the people know where
Right?
you're gonna be. Are
Oh,
you
well,
excited?
all right. Yes, more than, more than. Yep. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah, I am, you know what I mean? It's something that I've been looking forward to, you know, for a very long time, you know, so I'm grateful for the opportunity. I really am grateful for the opportunity, and I'm overjoyed, you know what I mean? And just to be able to share, and even outside of that part, shit, like I'm happy to go on a plane, you know what I mean? Like I don't even know what it's gonna be like for me, like going I don't know if I'm supposed to be scared, if I'm supposed to be
Oh,
I
I'll give you
don't
some
know.
advice. Just, breathe, practice your
Yeah,
breathing, and, try to sleep. I love sleeping on the plane. I usually don't sleep like the
yeah,
night before because I'm so excited. I pack my
yeah.
bags. I'm always last minute, and then I get no sleep, and then I'm out on the plane. I mean,
Yeah,
that's what I
like
do.
right now I've been stacking up on my stuff and like a real original Frightened Friday. I have them like packed into one side of my room. Like I'm already starting to, you know what I mean? So like just that whole process is exciting for me, you know what I mean? And then on the deeper side, you know what I mean, is something that I'm really looking forward to be able to share my truth and my music with everybody. You know what I mean? People who have been following the vibes for years too. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to meeting people. I'm looking forward to seeing different places. You know what I mean? It's a whole experience that I'm looking forward to. I'll be in Sweden, I'll be in Belgium, I'll be in England as well. You know what I mean? So like yeah,
It's on
it's a
London
really
on
great
there.
vibes. Yeah, yeah.
So the cities
The
are
Word Hill vibes, Reggae Gill,
Austria, Sweden, Germany,
yeah,
Switzerland,
yeah,
Netherlands, Belgium, London at the Reggae Jam UK
yeah.
Festival. All festivals. Big up all the reggae festivals around the world. I'm definitely gonna be coming to a lot of them, Cali Roots Fest, and I've talked to them. I'm gonna be traveling to all these other festivals because, like you, I'm anxious to get on a plane. It's been a while since I left Canada, and finally, things are opening up here, and we're getting some normal back. We're
Nice,
getting a
nice,
new
nice.
normal. So big up to you and your European tour. I know everyone's excited to see you. I see more questions coming in. I'm pretty much out of time, guys. I can't keep more the whole night, even though I want to keep him the whole night. I can't keep him the whole night. I see a lot of good
We
questions,
can,
but we will get him
yeah,
on
man. We
again
can answer two more
after the album
questions now.
comes out. I will
Hmm.
I would love to reason with you again in the future. And I want to ask you one more question before I let you go. Um,
Yeah.
Tell me something most people don't know about you or would never guess.
All right. Well, I broke my ankle playing basketball, and when I broke my ankle, I was wearing crutches. And when I went outside to greet my mother, when I had on crutches, and when I was going outside, the screws at the side of the crutch hitched in my pocket, and I fell and broke my hand before my foot was healed. So yeah, so there I broke my right hand and my right foot. You know what I mean? Practically in the
Oh,
same time period. And also you can get from it that I love basketball. You know what I mean? Now that I'm so invested in my music, I try not to engage in much, possible physical harm sports. Even though I love one more thing is that I love driving, as well. I think like I love it. I actually want to race too, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
for people who probably don't even know, like that was one of my first dreams before music. You know what I mean? I wanted to be an automotive engineer, you know what I mean? And I wanted to race cars as well and things. So like I take driving as a skill. Every day when I drive, I'm practicing as a skill. You know what I mean? Not just to reach from point A to point B. You know what I mean? So it's something that I'm very much interested in. And a lot of people probably don't know this about me either. That I love to drive and I love to drive fast. And I'm just that. I'm that
Oh,
kind
we
of
have that in
guy.
common. I love driving too. I love driving long distances. It's something I could just
Yeah.
do. I also wanted to race, like in the NASCAR, like at least
Yeah.
try my one time around around the
Oh
thing
man.
there, the track.
Yeah,
I try
wicked,
not
wicked.
to race on the real highway though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, that's nice. That's nice to know, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you
And
so
if
much,
for a
partner.
bonus, I'm a big Netflix guy because I'm not much of a reader. You know what I mean? I get most of my, you know, mental stimulation from watching things. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I'm more of a watcher than a reader. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Yeah, so I'm a big Netflix kind of guy. I'm into, the superhero movies, sci-fi kind of vibes. You know what I mean? That's my kind of thing,
We like the same. Are we like the same? We like the same things. I love Supernatural.
Yeah,
I love Netflix. Yeah, that's we could definitely chill. Netflix
yeah,
and
for
chill.
sure.
The good way, the good
For
way.
sure, for sure.
With the
Yeah,
white
man,
shirt.
that's good. That's good.
Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And thank you, everybody who's tuned in. Oh, I wanted to let you guys know for anyone who's just joining us, I'm going to be playing an hour-long curated Mortimer list of select songs that I chose from Mortimer. So you will be able to hear the EP on there and some other songs also that I picked of his. So it's going to be an hour long. So I'm going to run it from 9:15 to 10:15. So if you do want to listen to more of his music, you can tune in now to rootstrikeyhub.com. You can also listen on Alexa, on Google, and on many other streaming platforms. And if you don't, on Twitter as well, there's a link there. You guys can find the links on all our social media at Rootstrikey Hub. Thank you, Mortimer. Tell people where to find you if they don't know where to find you on YouTube. Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter?
Well, I'm on Facebook as Mortimer Music. I'm on Instagram as Mortimer Music as well. So yeah, you can find me there. I don't know if the Twitter bug bit me as yet, you know what I mean, but I'm trying to get into that space. I'm not even much of a social media kind of man anyway, but I realize the pros, you know what I mean, and it serves its purpose, you know what I mean? It does, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. So I'm trying to get more into that. But that's where you can find me. On Instagram, Facebook, yeah, on YouTube. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Guys, go follow the YouTube and look out because there's an album on the way. I'm excited. Everybody else is excited. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in here on Instagram Live and everybody that's tuned in worldwide. Bless up.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you, Mortimer, for making my
Thank you
day,
for
for making
having
my
me.
night, for making my year,
I,
probably. Having this conversation with me has been such a
thank
blessing
you.
getting to know you better and reasoning with you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Same to you as well. Enough love, you know what I mean?
No
Thank you.
problem.
And keep that beautiful smile. You know what I mean? Keep it. Keep it. Even through the hard times. You
I
know what I mean?
will.
Keep a smile on your face always. You know what I mean? And to everybody that came out to listen, you know what I mean? We appreciate you and keep that fire lit, same way. Enough love. See?
Yes.
Yeah,
Keep the
man.
fire lit, guys. One
Yeah.
love. Bye.
Take it easy. Bless up.
Bless up.